Essays for the Uninformed, Confronting the Uncomfortable Truths of the King of the Beasts. There are many books in the world that comfort us. Easy to read and enjoyable, they offer solace and encouragement, temporarily easing the burdens of a weary life. However, some books leave us unsettled, are difficult to understand, and even provoke unpleasant emotions throughout their reading. Despite this discomfort, such books warrant our attention because they unflinchingly reveal truths we struggle to confront, the darkest recesses of human nature, and the complex reality of the world we inhabit. Michel Tournier's The King of the Beasts is one such book. Published in 1970, this novel shocked the literary world by winning France's prestigious Prix Goncourt. Many have labeled it a monstrous masterpiece. Why is this book so powerful and unsettling? And why, especially for those unfamiliar with reading or eager to broaden their understanding of the world, is it worth reading? Let us delve into the contents of The King of the Beasts and explore the meanings and insights it offers. The King of the Beasts, the mysterious inversion of symbols and fate. Set against the backdrop of World War II in Europe, particularly Nazi Germany, the protagonist is Abel Tifages, a Frenchman with a unique perception of the world. Abel interprets all events as signs and navigates life through his own interpretive framework. For instance, he does not dismiss coincidences or omens as mere chance but perceives them as deeply personal messages. Notably, Abel experiences a semiotic inversion. He perceives a world where left and right are reversed, interpreting ominous signs as favorable omens for himself. The story begins as Abel, a mechanic in Paris, becomes a prisoner of war in Nazi Germany and is sent to Schultforta, a prestigious Nazi institution for training elite youth. There, Abel displays a peculiar talent of fascination with children's purity and vulnerability, which he satisfies by protecting and caring for them. However, this affection transcends simple love, intertwining with obsessive, primal urges. Like a forest spirit or great beast gathering young creatures into its den, Abel draws the children of Schultforta into his orbit. Assigned as the stablemaster and capturer at Schultforta, Abel manages and oversees the young recruits. Entranced by their innocence, he finds personal meaning in nurturing them, physically carrying them or touching them to forge connections. Though this behavior might unsettle outsiders, Abel itself views it as pure phoria, transport, and ingestion, absorption. He identifies with the monstrous figure from Goethe's poem The King of the Beasts, who lures and captures children, symbolizing not mere evil but the overwhelming, natural force of absorbing young life. As the war nears its end, Schultforta descends into chaos with the Soviet advance. The boy recruits meet meaningless deaths. In this turmoil, Abel desperately tries to escape with a Jewish boy named Ephraim on his back. Standing like a giant tree or a lump of earth merged with the ground, Abel is crushed by a Soviet tank. At that moment, the yellow Star of David badge on the boy's chest imprints onto Abel's forehead, creating a strange, symbolic image of his fate as the bearer. His death concludes not with destruction, but as a metaphorical absorption into the vast cycle of nature. Lessons from the King of the Beasts, uncovering humanity and the world's truths amidst discomfort. The King of the Beasts transcends the story of a singular, enigmatic character to pose profound questions about human nature, society, and the essence of evil. For those seeking to expand knowledge and cultivation, this book offers the following insights. 1. The ambiguity of good and evil, and the complexity of human nature. Tournier disrupts binary notions of good and evil through the character of Abel Tifages. Abel's actions, capturing and handling children, invite external perceptions of him as a demon or monster, especially given the Nazi context. However, the author delves into Abel's psyche, revealing his behavior stems not from simple malice but from a unique semiotic system, primal instincts, and a twisted desire to protect. He is both a devourer and a transporter of the children. This ambiguity challenges us to reflect on the multifaceted, layered nature of human essence hidden behind simplistic labels. The world harbors beings we cannot easily comprehend or define, and evil may not always wear an obvious face. 2. The origins of power and violence, and the power of symbols. The Nazi Germany backdrop of the novel illustrates how power blends with individual instincts to create vast systems of violence. Schulpforta is not merely a school but a place where children's innocence is sacrificed to war's madness. Abel's act of capturing mirrors the Nazi regime's conscription of boys into soldiering. Both involve consuming young life for a specific purpose. The novel suggests that Nazi cruelty was not accidental but arose from humanity's primal desires, corrupted myths, and the manipulation of symbols. It invites reflection on how power infiltrates the unconscious to transform into collective madness and how ideologies manipulate symbols and myths to dominate people. This insight is vital for understanding modern propaganda, hatred, and the violent nature of certain ideologies. 3. Fate and choice, and the creation of personal myths. Abel interprets his life through the lens of grand destiny. He perceives every event as a sign and crafts a personal mythology to navigate his existence. Like the figure from Goethe's poem or an ancient pagan deity, Abel's worldview diverges from modern rationality. This raises questions about how we interpret life's significant and minor events. Is our life predetermined by fate, or shaped by endless choices? Abel's extreme personal mythology prompts deep contemplation about the narratives we construct to give meaning to our lives. 4. The ability to view history from alternative perspectives. The King of the Beasts reinterprets the tragic history of World War II through mythic and primal lenses rather than purely moral or political ones. It teaches us that history should not be understood merely as a chronological list of facts or a battle of good and evil. By examining human nature's darker aspects, collective psychology, and cultural contexts, we can approach history with a multidimensional perspective. Rather than simply condemning the horrors of war, the novel encourages us to explore the underlying psychology and desires behind human actions, deepening our understanding of history. 5. The power of literature and the courage to embrace discomfort. This book is undeniably uncomfortable, filled with sexual innuendo, violent settings, and a morally ambiguous protagonist. Yet within this discomfort lies profound insight. Literature compels us to confront realities we might otherwise avoid and to challenge our prejudices, fostering personal growth. The King of the Beasts proves that reading can transcend mere entertainment or information, becoming a powerful tool for self-reflection and expanding our worldview. If you summon the courage to endure its discomfort and complete it, you gain an unprecedented depth of understanding about human inner darkness, historical insanity, and the strength of mythic imagination. Conclusion: the true gift of an uncomfortable book. Knowledge and cultivation do not stem from merely knowing a great deal but from cultivating a broad, deep perspective on the world and humanity. The King of the Beasts is not the kind of comfortable story we commonly encounter. Yet within its discomfort lies the important, albeit unsettling, truths about the duality of human nature, the allure of power, and the origins of madness repeated throughout history. At first, some sections may seem difficult to grasp. However, as you read sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph, you will confront the significance embodied by Abel Tifoshes and the questions his world poses. This book will shake your worldview and demand profound introspection into human nature. Through this process, you will gain the strength to see the world with a more complex, layered perspective, true knowledge and cultivation. I recommend you embrace the courage to face uncomfortable truths through The King of the Beasts. I am confident this courage will bring you unexpected, substantial rewards.